me. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the work I'm doing here on YouTube, as well as TikTok, Instagram, and my own website, odessamal.com, I deliver messages to you that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So for today's reading, I'm going to be looking at what makes you wildflowers. So if you think about wildflowers, they are beautiful, they are abundant, they are wild and free, and they draw bees towards them. They're just natural attractors. So I'm going to be looking at all of those qualities within you. And I have 3 piles for you guys to select from. So pile number 1 is partnered with lavender. I went and harvested all of these dried flowers last spring, and I'm so excited to be able to use them in this reading. So lavender is associated with the energy of the third eye. So it's connected with your intuition. It's also linked with magic and magical practices, because this is a flower that is commonly associated with Circe, Hecate, 2 well-known goddess energies that are connected with magic and the crossroads. So pile number 2 is partnered with foxglove. Foxglove is also associated with intuition. It's also known as a plant that brings about more creativity, and it gives us more energy to charge forward with our ideas. And then pile number 3 is partnered with baby's breath. Baby's breath is commonly associated with spirit in general. It is a plant that's known for its purity. It's also associated with deep knowing and connection with our higher self and a sense of peace. So I will give you guys a second to select your pile, and I will see you in a moment. Welcome back, pile number 1. So you picked the lavender, and these cards are going to let me know what makes you a wildflower. Let's see what you have. So you have wholeness, and this features a blackberry, as well as the astrological symbol for Aquarius. So you could have prominent placements of Aquarius in your chart. There is a pentacle here, which is associated with magic. Very interesting. The alchemical symbol for water, which is associated with intuition. Beautiful. Blackberries are also associated with listening to your intuition to manifest. And there is the number 33 on here, which would reduce down to the number 6, which is talking about balance and the integration of both sides of our nature, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Wow, this is a lot to unpack just from this one card, and it actually partners so beautifully with the energy of the lavender, because the lavender is also talking about magic as well as our listening to our intuition, and the pentacle is often associated with magical practices and protection. So that's really interesting. Then you've got grounding, and there is a potato on this card. It's got the alchemical symbol for earth, as well as the astrological symbol for Virgo. And there is a sun and moon on this card, which is really interesting because that's also talking about the duality, divine masculine, divine feminine. And it's the number 5, and 5 is associated with humans. And then there is a deck of tarot cards on this card as well. Interesting. Then you've got rhodochrist, which is stone connected with compassion, love, comfort. And there is also the spider flower on this card, the grevillea, which is connected with faith, love, compassion. Rhodochrist attracts love and promotes self-worth. It helps relieve grief and restores healing energy. It aids in self-forgiveness and self-love. In meditation, it expands our awareness. And there are the alchemical symbols, the astrological symbols for Leo and Scorpio on this card. So we've got Virgo, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. And then you've got the Page of Voices. Sorry, I didn't show you that card. You got the Page of Voices, the Cat, and the Grizzly Bear. Really interesting. Okay, so going back to these first cards, one of the things that makes you a wildflower is the fact that you have balanced out your dual nature. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine energy within us. It has nothing to do with our sex that's assigned at birth or how we identify. It has to do with the qualities of those particular energies. They're divine feminine, which would be associated with the water on this particular card, is associated with intuition. It's also associated with magic. So we've got that going throughout. So you're a natural manifester. That's obvious. And you are deeply compassionate. And what makes you really unique and rare, what makes you special and attracts people to you, is the fact that you have that nature of compassion and a belief in magic and wonder and a connection with spirit. Even if you don't describe it that way, you know, you believe that there is something else beyond and that you are open to the wonder of the universe. You know, you're excited about things, you know, new experiences. You're excited about like having like magical, spiritual, interesting experiences happen in your life. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you were actually interested in magic, and that's one of the things that makes you unique and interesting. But the thing that's so cool about you is that you are also really grounded in the physical and the practical. You're also interested in science. You're interested in the way that we understand our physical world, right? Because spirituality helps us to understand who we are on a soul level. It helps us to understand everything that we cannot necessarily wrap our minds around using our physical senses. But to only lean into that divorces us from our earthly experience. And we need to lean into science to understand who we are on a physical level, in the real, physical, grounded world. And you're interested in that as well. I think that you're one of those people, like myself actually, who likes to see the link between science and spirituality. You know, I myself am really interested in theoretical physics, because theoretical physics is consistently going down the same road as a lot of spiritual teachers have over the last, you know, couple of centuries. They are talking about the same themes. And now theoretical physics is actually finding a way through math to be able to prove some of these theories are credible, which I find really interesting. And I think that you like that as well. I think that you probably have a tendency to be interested in psychology as well. Like, I don't think that it's just like traditional maths and sciences. I think that you are interested in like why we're here in general, and you're sort of like looking at your existence from a whole bunch of different you know, angles. You're looking at it from a different way, which is what the Page of Voices is talking about. It's talking about having your eyes opened and being like willing to look at things from a different perspective. Now, this might be in regards to like how you grew up. Like, you might have been and a family that kind of like looked at the world through one lens. And that could be like their beliefs about religion or science or, you know, just like beauty. It could have been like literally anything, because, you know, we do live in a world right now where there's a lot of division and polarity. There's the us versus them kind of energy. And I feel like you are, possibly because you've had some sort of like spiritual experiences yourself. Like that could be like literally you're having a spiritual awakening and something wild and really like eye-opening has happened to you. Or it could be that you're just having epiphanies, like you're being exposed to knowledge that's getting you to think, you know, that actually makes a lot of sense, but it sort of contradicts everything I grew up with. So I'm going to explore this. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to like see whether this actually gives me some sense of peace and like a sense of well-being. I really get that energy from the cat. You know, cats are so, well, one, they're connected to magic. So I definitely get the energy that you might be interested in magic, manifestation, rituals, and that could be literally anything. Like it could be you're like literally practicing magic, but it could be that you are, you have like daily mantras, or you take a moment to have gratitude, you know, like there's all kinds of different ways that you can have a devotional practice that doesn't necessarily have to go down the road of traditional magic that might be associated with paganism. Like there is something that you're doing. I can't deny the fact that I am getting the energy that you're interested in tarot. It could be that you actually watch a lot of pick card readings and you sort of found a way to get messages from your own spirit guides and your ancestors through pick-a-cards, because you have found the right readers and you just like know how to, you know, get sort of through your intuition the message of which pile you should go to. And now you've been watching them long enough that you're starting to see the sequence, right? Like you've been watching them long enough that you're like, oh my God, I watched Lexi the Leo and she said that, and oh my God, that actually partners like beautifully with the message that I got from Eye of the Serpent that Helen was telling me. And like, ooh, that's spooky, it's connecting, and you just are going with it, right? But then possibly, you know, you're also looking into going to therapy, or you are doing other things that are like more traditional forms of like healing, or you're like studying psychology, something like that. You know what I mean? There is some contrast to the way that you are, you know, opening yourself to understanding yourself on a deeper level. But going back to the cat, so cats I associate with being very playful and being very curious, right? They're constantly getting into trouble. Even this cat is like tied up with this ball of string. They like to sort out problems. They will consistently go back to something, and whether that is, you know, jumping on the counter to, you know, investigate something that they're not supposed to be near or what, right? It could, like my mom's cat would literally every Christmas tear down the Christmas tree just because curious about the decorations, right? That's the energy I'm getting from the cat, that you are just curious about what's going on around you. You might make friends really easily. I definitely get that energy that, excuse me, you are really interested in other people's experience. You might be, or at least in the past, have been somebody who might have gotten into trouble a little bit, but from a place, like a good place, right? You wanted to be able to like really like understand a problem on a deeper level, but it might have sort of like blinded you to possibly the dangers involved in things. Now, I do get the sense that you are past that now because you also got the grizzly bear card. Now, grizzly bears are very intelligent animals. They are deeply connected with family. They are very strong boundaries is the energy I get from this. And there's also a deep sense of peace. The ability to sort of like hibernate is coming forward. The energy of when there is drama or when there's a lot of conflict or low vibrational energy around you, being able to just sort of disconnect and sort of go into hibernation mode. The energy I also get from this is that you are really understanding the ebb and flow of your own energy, which makes you so unique because you understand when it's time to hibernate and when it's time to flourish and grow. Very much like wildflowers, right? Like wildflowers come back like year upon year. Nobody has to plant them. They just come back and they flourish. That's the energy I get from you as well. That when it's time for you to sort of look within and sort of like work on your own problems, on your own, possibly even heal from some grief or something traumatic that's happened, you do that, you balance out your energy, and then you come back full force, like just, you know, ready to conquer the next problem, or ready to like open yourself up to the new lesson, or, you know, to take on a new class, or to meet somebody new. You're really like in balance when it comes to that. And that's really coming forward with this Rhodochrist, because it does talk about here how Rhodochrist attracts love and promotes self-worth. It helps relieve grief and restores healing energy. It aids in self-forgiveness and self-love. In meditation, it expands our awareness. And then it's connected with faith, love, and compassion. And the comfort connects back with this grizzly bear, with that like comfortable in their den. You have so much compassion and love for others. You really do. And you have a lot of faith that things are going to work out. You, like I was saying before, you might have a lot of faith in spirit, in the beyond. Like there's definitely energy here where you have psychic abilities, or you have strong intuition. You have an awareness. But you also are able to create the space that you need to maintain your own love of self and to really put into practice your manifestations, right? To create your abundance, because this has an affirmation on here that says, when I come from a space of love, I live in abundance. And as I mentioned before, the blackberry is connected with abundance. Wow. I really get the energy that there's something quite beautiful and unique, but sort of earthy about you guys. So you might not like to wear a lot of makeup, or you might wear a lot of makeup that's very natural, right? Like you like to maybe like put on some mascara, some blush, you like dewy skin, that kind of energy. Or you might like to wear really, be very mindful of like how your beauty and fashion are impacting the earth, right? Because there's a lot of energy of the earth coming through with these cards. So you might be very mindful of like buying makeup that is, you know, good for the environment, or buying clothing either secondhand, or, you know, possibly modifying or upcycling your own clothes, or maybe you make your own clothes, or maybe you buy from independent designers, so you buy quality over quantity. That's the energy I'm getting from this as well. I definitely get the energy too that for many of you, you like to, you know, sort of experiment, but your fashion choices are sort of influenced by your devotional practices. So you might really be interested in crystals. So you wear a lot of crystal jewelry. I do get the energy that for some of you, you do like to experiment with your hair, because like they keep wanting me to talk about purple hair. So maybe some of you actually have purple hair, or you like to experiment with your hair color. You know, color in like our spiritual lives can really influence healing for us. And if you find yourself gravitating towards specific colors, it could be indicating that you're either having an expansion in a particular chakra, because the colors of the rainbow are also connected with the colors of our chakras. There are 7 colors of the rainbow, and there are 7 primary chakras. So if you're, say, really drawn to purple, you might be getting an expansion in your third eye, which would help you to have a deeper connection with your intuition and sort of see things from more than one perspective. But it also could be indicating that there's a block. You'll know if you're feeling super connected with your intuition, you're getting an expansion. If you're feeling a little bit off and disconnected from your intuition, what your heart is telling you, what your gut is telling you, then you might want to possibly do some grounding exercises through meditation or through a healing bath to sort of help you to open up that chakra. And you could go and see a Reiki healer, or you could go and do some work through meditation, or on YouTube. There's tons of guided meditations. There's also a lot of people that are doing energetic healing on TikTok, and that can actually be really, really beneficial as well. So let's see what else makes you guys a wildflower. What makes pile number 1 a wildflower? What makes pile number 1 a wildflower? Okay, let's see what you guys got. So, okay, all right. So first off, you got the Knight of Pentacles. So you really are in connection with the earth. The pentacles are connected with earth energy, abundance, manifestation, and you taking action. So just like I was saying, you really have a way of figuring out what's working for you, what your intuition is guiding you towards, what will be the most beneficial for you in the long run, and also the energy of what's going to be the most healing for you. Because I do think that there was a time in your life where you did feel sort of disconnected from your intuition, or maybe you hadn't quite connected with your intuition. And I also get the energy that there's there has possibly been dynamics in your life in the past where you felt like you were different from other people, is the energy I'm getting. That you might have experienced some pain in the past where people were sort of judging you for your free-spirited nature and your openness, you know, like, because you got the Nine of Swords and you also got the Queen of Swords. So these energies are also connected with air, and you did have the astrological symbol for Aquarius here. So the energy that I get from this is that there might have been people in your past that didn't like the fact that you were so open-minded, because it made them feel uncomfortable, because I think that you were just sharing your enthusiasm about the things you were learning, but it made them feel unsafe because they aren't ready to be that open-minded. They aren't ready to expand their horizons. They just want to keep their feet firmly planted, because if they keep things firmly rooted and they can sort of figure out how they stand with all of the different energies around them, then they feel safe. Now, it's mainly connected to their own trauma, the things that, you know, made them feel insecure when they were growing up, that is sort of leading them to behave this way. But when you were bringing in all these ideas, it just rocked them. It really made them feel insecure. Like, is everything going to start changing? Oh my God, this is too much, right? Because you got the Wheel of Fortune. So this is you really trying to shift the wheel forward towards positive karma. So if, say, there were things in your family or even in your friend group that was hurting them or harming them in some way, or harming society or harming a community, you know, limited ways of thinking or doing things, you would point it out because you could see it. You were like, this isn't really working for us, because when we keep doing this, it keeps like failing at this particular point. And if we just modify and maybe we try and look at it from a different perspective, things might work out for us better. And that could be like in your family dynamic, like everyone, you know, approached a problem the same way. Or it could be in your job as well. Like, this could have easily been an issue for you, but you're like an innovator, right? The energy of Aquarius is like thinking of the future, innovation, being able to see things from a perspective that others can't. Now, for you, I think you probably don't recognize that other people aren't able to see it the same way as you, right? That's what makes you rare and beautiful. That's what makes you wild and free. But maybe, hopefully, even from this reading, you're starting to understand that these people aren't able to see that through that lens yet, right? They're not able, they haven't gone through the same healing and growth. And, you know, I believe in reincarnation. The Wheel of Fortune definitely touches on the energy of reincarnation. And, you are most likely an older soul than some of these people that you're dealing with, and you're in their life to help them to sort of break free of these self-limiting beliefs, which doesn't necessarily make this job any easier for you. But if you understand that that's, you know, it's like, let's say you're in high school in this scenario and they're still in elementary school, right? It doesn't make you better than them. It just means that you're different. And if you can start looking at it through that lens, it might make things a little bit easier, because they're probably making you feel a little bit insecure, right? About how you're feeling and how you're approaching things. You are meant to be an abundant wildflower. You are meant to be an innovator. You are meant to look at things from both perspectives, looking at the spiritual and looking at the scientific, and really trying to problem solve and be creative, like this cat energy. And cats are also connected to reincarnation, because, you know, there's the old like wives' tale of them having 9 lives, right? So that is just something that is going to be part of your life story, you know, constantly being sort of at the cutting edge of things and being an innovator. But once you get comfortable with that being your role and understanding that other people, that's not their role, right? That's not their role. Their role is something different. Then you can sort of dismiss like their opinions, right? Because those that are not innovators don't understand how innovators think. You just need to find other innovators, right? And the more you lean into this energy, the more you're going to find those people. So let me get some final cards. This is going to be advice for you guys. Now you know what your strengths are. You know what makes you unique. You know what makes you beautiful. So let's find out like how you can capitalize on that. What do you need to be doing with these beautiful gifts and qualities to help you sort of step into your, you know, full power? Whoop. Okay, let's go with these. So the first card that came out is self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of worth. Yes, absolutely. All you need to do is know that although people might push back against you, that is the nature of being an innovator, right? Like every single person that has ever created change in the world and really, you know, shifted the course of history was considered a total crackpot, you know, at that time, right? Until people started to appreciate the beauty of what they were bringing to their lives, they thought that they were nuts, right? Like Tesla is one person that's coming to mind right now, who did groundbreaking research into electricity and energy. So, I mean, and that's why Tesla is called Tesla. Anyways, if you don't know who the original Tesla is before the cars, you should look into him because he's a very fascinating figure. But you are that innovator, and so you need to be the source of your own sense of confidence. You have to be your own battery, and that's why it's so great that you understand how to ground your energy, and you can really, really focus on, what is important to you, and you're leaning into your spiritual practices because, you're never alone. You're never alone. Your guides and your ancestors are always with you. So even if you feel like you're a little bit isolated, I promise you, all of us, all those innovators, all the spiritual people, including myself, there are loads of times when we feel totally alone and isolated, right? But you're not, right? And if you ever need somebody, I'm here, right? I'm here on my channel. I am always here to help deliver a beautiful message, to help, pump you guys up. So the next, oh my God, you just got the card Air. Work with the element of air to cut through to the core of a situation and see the truth. As if, oh my God, right? Because I was talking about how you had all of this air energy with Aquarius, and then the swords are all air signs. So, or connected to air signs. Wow, that is so cool. Yes, you know the truth. You just have to have confidence in that. You're just going to have to sort of like stand your ground. That's the best way for you to start to feel like the world makes sense, and for you to feel like you have a special place in the world, and that, you being this beautiful wildflower makes you, special. So let's see what you got. One enchanted evening, the perfect night. So there's obviously something that's about to come through for you guys. This particular card is always an indication to me that the tide is about to shift in some way, right? Like the Wheel of Fortune is also indicating that, right? It connects back to you being the catalyst for change. But my guides are saying to me, tastemaker. So there is something that you're going to be doing in your life. This could be that you're launching a business, or you're, going to put yourself out there on social media. But it could also be that you're about to have a glow up. You're going to change your personal style so that you're more authentic. You're no longer going to be following sort of like the trends based on what other people tell you. You're going to be like marching to the beat of your own drum. Maybe it's fashion. Maybe you've always wanted to have that purple hair I was talking about. It could be music though. It could be like you moving to a particular location you've always wanted to live in. Like everyone you know is like all city people, and you're like, you know what? I really want to live in the mountains. And you do that. Like it could be a whole bunch of different things, like finally showing your art. I get that energy that for some of you, you're really, really skilled with some sort of art form, and you've been keeping it a complete secret, and you're finally going to show the world who you really are. They're showing me images of Aurora. Oh my God, her voice is incredible. She's a musician, a singer, a songwriter, and she actually would write her first album, she wrote it in her bedroom. She was still living at home, didn't let anyone hear it except for a couple of friends. And one of her friends thought it was so beautiful, she secretly put it online, and it ended up launching Aurora's career. And like, she is like otherworldly. It's like ethereal. So I highly recommend you look into her because she's coming forward for a reason. So that covers everything that I'm seeing here in the cards. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If anyone would like to have a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my booking information is available there. And I am running a contest so that you can win a free mini reading with me. All you have to do to participate is like this video and subscribe to the channel. And no, that's wrong. That's not what I meant to say. You have to comment on this video and subscribe to the channel. And then if you want to participate in the energy exchange, you can like this video and share it, because the energy keeps it balanced when you do something like that. I give you a gift by doing this reading, and you give me a gift by liking and sharing. So I hope I see you guys in the next reading, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care. Hi, pile number 2. So before we get into the cards, I just want to mention I'm running a contest this month to win a free mini reading with me. If you would like to participate, all you have to do is comment on this video and subscribe to the channel. And then on the 1st, I will be announcing the winner on my community tab. So you guys selected the foxglove. Let's get into these cards and find out what makes you a wildflower. So you got leadership, and there is broccoli on this card, the alchemical symbol for earth, the astrological symbol for Libra, as well as Gemini. It's card number 6, which is connected to the Star of David, which is talking about balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. There's a moon, which is also connected to the divine feminine. And there is a tool here that looks to me like it is a wand. So that would be bringing up images of magic in my mind. Very cool. Then you have strength, which is connected with fennel. That's the vegetable that's here, fennel. There is the astrological symbol for Virgo. There's an anthem, which is it's a knife, but it's typically used to cast a circle or direct energy in Wiccan practices. There is the alchemical symbol for fire, which is connected to the divine masculine. And it's card number 19, which would reduce down to the number 10. And the number 10 would be talking about being in alignment with our higher self and our life purpose. 1 being connected with source and our higher self. And then 0 being in tune with the cycles of life. It's the beginning and the end, like the Ouroboros. Very, very, very cool. And then you also got Azurite, which is associated with psychic intuition and guidance. And there is an association with Aquarius and Sagittarius. So you might have, Libra, Gemini, Virgo, Aquarius, or Sagittarius somewhere in your chart in a prominent place. It says here, I open my mind to guidance and new possibilities. Azurite awakens psychic abilities and brings awareness to spiritual guidance. It offers a clear mind when in meditation and creates a clear connection to spirit. It helps release worries, negative thoughts, and phobias. And there's also honeysuckle on this particular card, which is connected with faith, prosperity, and pure happiness. That is really cool. Then you've got the 2 of Wands, which is talking about being at a crossroads. It's also talking about looking towards the future, being excited about what the future is going to bring. Then you've got the dinosaur, which is very interesting because this is connected to wisdom and history and strength. So that's very cool. And then you got the blue jay, which is associated with the throat chakra and clear communication, which is very interesting because azurite is also a blue stone, which would be connected to the throat chakra. It can also be connected to the third eye, depending on like the tonality of the the stone, right? There, because it's a spectrum. Violet and like a bluey purple is connected to the third eye, and then like a classic blue is the throat chakra. So that is so interesting. So now to fill you guys in on what all of this means. So you are somebody who is very grounded in the physical world. I think that you like beautiful things. That's definitely the energy that I'm getting from the blue jay, as well as the energy, for some reason, from this broccoli is what I'm getting. Now, it could be because there's a lot of feminine energy coming through this card, with the moon and then the symbol for earth. But I am definitely getting the energy that you really like beautiful things. You're definitely connected with your intuition, which is so interesting because I was mentioning that foxglove is also connected to like intuition and psychic abilities. I think that you allow your intuition to sort of guide you to express yourself on a physical level. I think that you like to play with your aesthetics. I think that you like to mix things up. And I think that I do get the sense from many of you that you do like what I would consider like classic or traditional when it comes to like beauty and fashion. So you might really like classic tailoring. You really might like, you know, they want me to say Chanel. So you might really like those classic fashion houses, and like, or some of you might really like the House of Chanel, right? You might really be into Chanel. Or possibly the perfumes, you know, something like, there's something connected with Chanel purses and like the classicness of that particular brand. But the energy I get is that you like to sort of twist it on its head. You like to communicate about it in a different way, because the dinosaur is really connected to, you know, stability and heritage, right? Dinosaurs being, you know, existing on the planet before humans. There's like a heritage there, and a strength and a power and a longevity that even though they are extinct now, they are still so vibrant in our world, right? Because we still, you know, study them and are like inspired by them. They're almost like have this connection with magic to a certain degree, right? With like that connection with dinosaurs. Sorry, with what I wanted to say was dragons. So there's like a strong sense of you using your interest in what is traditional and spinning it on its head, communicating about it in your own way that is sort of magical and inspired. Because like I was saying before, the blue jay is connected to communication. You have a lot of strength and you really know how to direct your energy, right? Because fire is associated with strength, same with the dinosaur. But then like fiery passion, really wanting to charge forward. And then the two of inspirations is talking about looking into the future. So maybe you're really great at predicting trends, or, you know, you really like, the energy I also get is even though you like what other people like to a certain degree, you don't pick what they like just because other people like it, if that makes sense. You know, like you do like those things because you also really like them. But if you didn't like, say, a particular trend that was going around, or a particular type of music that everyone in your like friend group liked, you would be honest about that. You know, you focus your energy towards the things that you love, because this anthem is really about directing energy. And actually, so is a wand. It's all about directing energy. And I think that you are an abundant person. Like the broccoli can also be talking about a lot of creative ideas coming to somebody, but also it can be talking about abundance, manifesting from the heart, because the broccoli has all of those different stalks, and each stalk can be talking about a different opportunity or a different idea coming to you. And the green color for both of these And there's green on this particular card as well. It's connected with the heart chakra. The heart chakra is associated with the color green. And you know, the best way to manifest anything, especially abundance, is to focus energy of love towards that. Gratitude. Really like thinking about what you want in the physical world and consistently thinking about it in a loving, passionate way. You're definitely a great manifester, 100%. I would not be surprised if you had a major financial windfall at some point. You might have already had that. You might come from money, but I definitely feel like I just heard $1 million idea. So you're probably going to be given some sort of idea at some point. There's an acorn on here. Acorn, oak trees, they are symbols of strength. They're also symbols of knowledge, because the tree of life it's traditionally in Norse mythology considered to be an oak tree. Same within Celtic mythology. It's connected with the oak tree. And this particular image on this card looks like this acorn is about to hit the dinosaur in the head, which makes me think of, you know, getting that inspired idea, you know, like it being a symbol of knowledge, hitting the dinosaur in the head. That is the idea that you've been waiting for. And it's going to be $1 million idea. Now, it may literally be $1 million idea. You might get this idea, you take action on it, you make $1 million or more, and that's part of this manifestation energy that you have, and it has something to do with communication for many of you. Like, you might be writing, you might become a journalist, or you're writing your own book, or you're writing your own play is coming forward. Like, there's definitely going to be something about communication. It could be you're painting. It could be that you are teaching. It could be that you're teaching, but there is something that you're going to be doing that's about knowledge, that's inspirational, and it's giving people guidance, and you're going to be a leader, and you're walking people towards the future. Because there's a contrast here with the dinosaur being the past, and then this Two of Wands with this woman with the telescope looking towards the future. That is so fascinating. So wow, that definitely makes you unique and rare and beautiful. And I can see why people are drawn to you. I definitely get the energy that you have the power to inspire others to get also beautiful ideas. It's almost like you're the pollinator, you know, like you are it's almost like all of your friends are you're a wildflower. You're a beautiful wildflower. But in this example, it's almost like all of your friends and the people that are around you are the field of flowers, and you're the bee that's going around pollinating them so that they can grow and blossom and bloom and create new life, right? That is really, really interesting and has something to do with heart energy. Like, you must be really inspired, and you must like radiate that joy and positivity to your friends. Like, if they have an idea, you are the one that's cheerleading that idea for them. Like, I don't think that you're necessarily there like banging a drum behind them, motivating them to do it. If they have an idea, you're like, yes, you can do this. That's a great idea. I would totally buy that. I would totally listen to that album. I would totally wear that. I would totally, you know, like, whatever it is, you're like, yes, 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 that's an amazing idea. You should do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And it's like you're helping people to like get out of stagnation is what I want to say. Like, yeah, this particular card, the Azurite, talking about the psychic intuition, I feel like you're able to give well, I mean, it says here, I open my mind to guidance and new possibilities. You must be aware that you have a really like sharp sixth sense about things. You must kind of if you're not aware that you have psychic abilities, which I definitely get the energy that you do, with the third eye and the throat chakra coming forward, as well as the heart energy. Like, I definitely get the sense that you're pretty advanced when it comes to your own intuition and your psychic abilities. I think that you're able to use that knowledge to help sort of tweak someone's idea or plant a seed in them that will help them to just take the next steps forward towards success. So that could be, for example, a friend has a business they're trying to promote on social media, and you just happen to find the like perfect trending music for them to use on their newest post, and it goes viral. You know what I mean? Like, could they have found that music on their own? Yes, but it's part of your gift to be able to find this stuff and be able to be the connector, to be able to like give that nugget to someone else. Now, there could be, for some of you, a sense of loss at this. For some of you, or maybe at a particular point in your life, you might have felt like, oh, you see, I gave this idea to somebody else, and look, now they are successful, and I'm still at a place of stasis where you're like not moving forward. But I think that if that is something that you're currently feeling, I strongly encourage you to release that, because it's actually blocking you from being able to manifest your glorious success. Because that feeling of sort of like envy or jealousy, which we all experience at some point. I am not singling you out by any means. I am guilty of the same thing. But it blocks us from having what we actually want, because it's like we're telling the universe that we would like to have more struggles, right? Because we do learn something from the pain that takes place in our life, unfortunately. We do learn to find our own strength and ultimately to have gratitude. And like the color green can also be associated with the energy of envy. Now, I'm not saying that all of you are envious of anyone. I'm just saying that this could have been an energy at play at some point in your life, and it might have sort of blocked you from really being able to step into your power, because you were feeling like for some reason you were giving away these golden ideas. But I want you to know those were not for you. Those ideas were never for you. And I, as a psychic, I'm constantly giving people ideas, right? I consider that sort of part of my job, right? Like, I will get ideas for other people's business, or trending songs, or different things that will help them to be successful. And it's being channeled to me specifically because I'm supposed to be passing that on to other people. If I used it for myself, it wouldn't be successful. And you can try it. You can absolutely try it. At some point, you can get like a download out of, like, for a trending song or something. I promise you it will still, even if you use it on your social media, it won't be as successful as it will be for your friend, because that was their miracle, right? That was their miracle. But if you can tap into your love energy, your gratitude energy, and really like know that everything comes to you at the right time, in the right place, you will have major abundance, because this is just littered with energy of abundance. So that is so amazing. Let's get some more cards and find out some more about what makes you a beautiful, talented, wonderful wildflower. Oh my God. That particular card came out in another pile, which is really interesting, because I shuffled these in between, because I don't want, I'm going to go through this one more time actually, because it seemed like there were some cards. Oh, okay, maybe we're okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah. So, Knight of Pentacles energy, that's that earth energy, but it's also got some fire, because fire I associate with drive and really charging forward, and knights are all about action, movement in the forward direction. So you have gotten ideas about different concepts, different businesses, different things that you could manifest and create in the physical world, and you have taken action on some of them. In some cases, like I was saying before, you might have passed on that information to others because you did get the Six of Cups, which is often talking about childhood friends or reminiscing about the past. It can also be talking about balance, right? So there is definitely an energy of you getting ideas, taking action on them, but also passing on some of that information to others. And just like I was saying, there was this energy at some point where you might have had some envy, or there was some maybe not so positive feelings about how things were playing out for others based on the things that you had been giving to others. Like you might have been really helping someone with a business and then they didn't give you any praise or thanks for what you had done. And you release that energy because you got the Six of Swords and you got the Ten of Swords in reverse. Ten of Swords in the upright would be talking about being betrayed and really feeling a lot of pain and loss, right? It's a very sorrowful card, but it's in the reverse, which is talking about that pain being released and being able to overcome. There is a sun rising on the back of this card, which is the end of a cycle. And devil energy can be talking about manipulation and control. This could be a situation where you had amazing ideas and you didn't necessarily willingly give them up to people. Maybe somebody actually took your ideas. Maybe somebody, because you're unique and individual, they were copying you and they were trying to be more like you. And at the time it was very painful, but now you've come to a place where you realize that, when somebody models themselves after you, that is a form of flattery. They really would like to be more like you. And ultimately, you recognize that you are a unique being, and it doesn't matter how much studying someone does of you, your mannerisms, and your style, you'll always be one step ahead because the ideas are coming to you. You are the chameleon. You are the one that's able to move away from the dinosaur energy into the energy of innovation with the Two of Wands. You are able to not only do that, but you're also able to communicate about it. So you got over it, right? You released the devil energy. So this either released the envy or the pain of the past, or you release the people. Could be a combination of both. Because the Six of Swords is talking about releasing baggage and moving on from things that no longer serve you. Amazing. All right, so now you guys know some of your beautiful wildflower qualities, the innovation, and that you're definitely strongly connected with the Earth's energies, right? You could probably do even more intense manifestations in the physical world on a level where you were really grounding this stuff into your life very quickly, right? Because Earth energy is typically the slowest moving energy, but then the energy of fire is the fastest moving energy. And so you've got this duality here where if you are able to focus your mind on what you want in the physical world, maybe not worry about helping others as much right now and start really focusing on what you want in the physical world, right? Whether that could be I really want to have money to buy myself a brand new wardrobe. Write it down. I'm going to have money effortlessly flow to me so I can buy myself a brand new wardrobe. If you think that's too superficial, then focus your energy on something that you do want. It doesn't really matter what it is. You are entitled to have overwhelming abundance. We all are, this experience, being on earth, being humans, is about a spiritual experience as well as a physical experience. So you should have the beautiful clothes. You should have the beautiful experiences. You should have the loving partner. You should have more money than you know what to do with, as well as an open heart with balanced morality so that you are sharing and caring with everyone around you. And hopefully everyone gets to that point and then everything is balanced, right? So whatever you want, don't feel any shame around what you're asking for. Don't think for a second that this is too superficial. I shouldn't want this. I should be giving more to others, because the energy I get is that you give to people so much to the point where you're actually harming yourself. And now is the time for you to release that. So let's see what advice your guys have for you in regards to your beautiful qualities, what they want you to do with this stuff. Whoa, okay. Ooh, you've got an extra card, pile number 2. All right, oh my God! You just got the card Little Luxuries, generates luxurious experiences and surroundings, as if that was the extra card. That is amazing. Yes, my friends, lean into the beautiful things in life. Don't think that you have to go without, you have to live this like minimalist lifestyle where you need to be focusing on like solving the world's problems and like giving to everyone else and taking nothing for yourself. That actually ends up creating a consciousness of lack. And the more we think that there isn't enough, the more we will have experiences in our life that prove that there is not enough. We need to start thinking that there is more than enough for everyone, because when we have that in our heart, then that instills a sense of gratefulness and gratitude and a sense of giving, right? If you believe that there is more than enough for everyone, then you don't want to hoard. You don't want to hang on to everything, right? You're more than willing to give to others, whether that is of your time or whether that's of your resources, right? So give something back to yourself. Then you also got Abracadabra with wings, fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. This is talking about manifestation. Abracadabra is using our communication to create it's basically an incantation. So what you say will become real in your life. So tell yourself that you're a beautiful, abundant person that can literally achieve anything, that you have divine wisdom coming to you. Your style is impeccable. You love unconditionally, and because you love unconditionally, others love you unconditionally. Don't ever stop saying those things to yourself. They are absolutely true, and they will bring about more lucky chances for you. And you have this strong fire energy that's gonna bring it to you fast. Whoa, oh my God. This card is the sun, which is also the energy of fire. The golden energy of sun brings fame and fortune. It's exactly what I was talking about. Focus on your own golden light. Focus on what makes you beautiful and radiant. Keep talking to yourself about that. If others are telling you that you can't achieve things, if they're like, no, we want you to stay in the shadows, we don't want you to see your glorious light, you're gonna have to take that light underneath your arm and you're gonna have to run with it. You're gonna have to run with it towards the other people that appreciate you, that are gonna allow you to blossom and grow. These people, they are in a prison of their own making. You're just gonna have to let them stay there. You're never gonna be able to snap them out of it. They have free will. Unless they decide that they wanna walk out of the shadows, nothing you do will change that. But you can really harm yourself. So let's see what this final card is. Tree of Life. What? True wisdom and making good choices in life. And I was literally talking about the tree of knowledge, and I was talking about the acorn and the oak tree, and the tree of life is that tree. That's the, in Norse mythology, in Celtic mythology, tree of life, tree of knowledge, being connected to the acorn and the oak tree. That is so wild. And the balancing of energies, because this particular tree is made up of the Star of David, two alchemical symbols superimposed on top of each other. I talk about it all the time, but it's so relevant because it's talking about divine masculine and divine feminine, our intuition and our action, the physical world and the emotional spiritual world, having those in balance. And you have everything you need to have this stuff in balance for you and to really have a beautiful, abundant life, full of luxuries, full of fortune, full of fame if that's something that you want. Don't think that you can't be famous or you can't be known. You know, if I had thought that way, I would have still been in my old career. And it's not about, for me, this isn't about being famous or known to all of you, but I had to have the courage to be able to put myself out there and put myself in front of you, because if I didn't, you would never be able to have these messages. And I batted it around in my mind thinking like, oh, how are they going to respond? Like, does anyone even want to hear what I have to say? But you guys have proved to me that you do, right? So I made the right decision. You could have this experience as well. You just have to put yourself out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This was so fun. If anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me to dive into this on a more personal level, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my booking and service information is available there. And remember about the contest to subscribe to the channel and comment on this video. And then on the first, I'll announce the winner for the free reading. And if you could participate in the energy exchange with me by liking and sharing this video, that would be amazing. When I put in effort into the reading, I am giving you a gift, and you can balance that energy by liking and sharing. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome back. So you picked the baby's breath. And before I get into the cards, I wanted to mention I'm running a contest this month. If you would like to participate, it's for a free mini reading with me. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and comment on this video. And then on the first of the month, I'll be announcing the winner on my community tab. So let's get into the cards and find out what makes you a wildflower. All right, so you got energy. Interesting. And there's an orange on this particular card. There is the alchemical symbol for water. There is also the astrological symbol for Virgo. And there is a sun here as well, and the number 28, which then reduces down to the number 10, which can be connected to being in connection with our higher self. It can also be a number that is connected to past life energies, the beginning and the end, the Ouroboros, the never-ending cycles of life, which is so interesting. And there is a simmer pot on here. So this is really, really interesting. Actually, I'm going to keep going, and then I'll tell you guys what my insights on that card are. So then you got the card Wisdom, and there is the bay leaf on here. There is the astrological symbol for Scorpio, and this is card number 22. Wow, that's really interesting. And then that would reduce down to the number 4, which is a symbol of foundations. And there looks to be like an alchemical text on this particular card, or some sort of book connected to magic. And I'm basing that on the symbols that I can see on the image. And there's the alchemical symbol for fire. So that's really interesting. You've got water and fire. So two opposing forces. I literally say this in practically every reading because it's connected to the Star of David, which is two alchemical symbols superimposed on top of each other. The alchemical symbol for fire is connected to the divine masculine, and the alchemical symbol for water is connected to the divine feminine, intuition, and action. right? So then you also got sunstone, empowerment, freedom, originality. That's really interesting because this particular card has the sun on it, right? Now, the sunstone, what's really interesting about this is it's one of the very first stones that was used by Nordic people to do divination. They created runes using this particular stone, which is cool. There's also the astrological symbol for Leo and Libra on here. So you've got Virgo, Scorpio, Leo, and Libra. You may have one or more of those signs in prominent placements in your chart. This particular stone is connected to the sacral chakra, which is the color orange, and you did get the orange, and that particular chakra is connected to creation. The affirmation is, I shine from the inside out and I'm full of joy. Sunstone draws in luck and good fortune. It helps clear our chakras, heightens our intuition, and urges our inner light to shine outward. Its cheerful nature increases vitality, encourages independence, and strengthens courage. And there's the tassel flower on this particular card, linked with creativity, joy, and bright. So I'm assuming that means like shining your light, being bright. I love that. That is so cool. Okay, so then you got the 10 of materials. How amazing. That's connected to luxury, abundance, having all of your physical needs met in the real world, having a community and a strong foundation with family. And you got 22, which I was talking about 4, talking about foundations. You got the cheetah and you got the dog. Oh, that is so cool. Because the cheetah is also connected to forward momentum and action, really being able to take charge on the things that you want. But they have spots, which is also talking about that balance, right? Like any animal that has stripes or spots, if it's 2 colors, like the zebra, for example, that's part of the reason why the zebra is one of the elements of my particular logo for my business, because it's talking about that duality, the shadow sides and the light sides of our personality, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. It's talking about 2 opposing forces, but working in unison and balance to create forward momentum, right? That's the cheetah is very, very powerful. And it's talking about being able to really shift your perspective very rapidly, because cheetahs can change their direction like on a dime. Like they can be going in one direction and then just veer off to the left or the right. If you've ever watched them run, it's incredible. And then the dog is associated with loyalty. So let me break all of this down. So the energy that I'm getting is that you're very, very creative people. You're able to manifest things in the physical world. You have a lot of wisdom to share with people, a lot of original ideas. You're very empowered in what you know and what you want to achieve in this world. You actually see past other people's words and really are able to pinpoint their motivations for things. And I think in your best energy, you're able to really help people to achieve their own dreams and visions. You inspire them. You know, I'm really getting that energy from the orange and the simmer pot, because simmer pots are used to change the energy in an environment. But if you think about whenever you have that strong citrus smell, like it's really invigorating. And I think that you're able to work within a team and also really be able to work in high pressured like positions or in high pressured teams. For your job might be very high pressured, because again, I'm getting that energy of being able to redirect. And then the 10 of materials with all these people standing around this tree of abundance with their hands linked gives me the sense of being able to work with others. And the dog, loyalty, you're able to work with others, which is incredible. You might be really interested in helping people to empower and free themselves the same way that you've been empowered. You're able to lead from a place of joy. I'm getting a real sense of like cheerleader energy. And you may have actually been a cheerleader. That would definitely make sense here. But it might just be that energy of like joy and positivity that people come to you and they like being around you just because you shine your light really bright with this sun here. And of course with the sunstone as well. Like this is really, really powerful. But there is this sense I'm getting, because they keep drawing me back to Scorpio, which is connected with psychic abilities and this book of wisdom, right? And you having wisdom, that you are able to provide people with knowledge that can really help them to take action on their dreams. And there's a sense of protection as well. Bay leaves can be connected to knowledge and wisdom. They can also be used as a herb for smoke clearing. So with that strong energy of protection, this is so cool, you guys. I'm getting the sense that you really like color is strongly coming forward. Like I wouldn't be surprised at all if a lot of you like to wear a lot of color, whether you like to express yourself through your like physical, like through the physical, right? So it could be like how you look, it could be how you dress, it could be your environment, but I'm strongly getting, it could be even your mannerisms. Like I tend to talk a lot with my hands. Like I'm just like a loud sort of like boisterous person. And I get that energy from you as well. That like you're just sort of like larger than life. You feel things big and you're passionate and you like, I think you get an idea and you're like, let's go for it. Now, to a certain degree, I feel like that might have been sort of a hindrance to you in the past, because I feel like sometimes you would get an idea and you would just want to take action on it before you had sort of like thought through the fine print or like the detail. And my guides are saying things to me like, you know, that's for suckers. Like they're giving me a sense of your energy at that point. That you didn't, that it was boring. I hear ya. Oh my God. Like the details on stuff, especially when it comes to like putting together a business or like having a plan in place that you're gonna like stick to and be rigid about, can feel kind of stagnant, especially when you're an energy that likes to go in a lot of different directions. You like to have a lot of change and movement. Like even though the energies here don't have any Gemini, this feels like Gemini to me. This feels like Gemini. So you might have Gemini in your chart. Yeah, it really feels like you get bored easily and you want to like do new and innovative things all the time. I definitely get the sense that you're a very physical person. You probably need to exercise or do things that are outside and physical to sort of keep your mind clear, you know? Like there's an energy here too, I have to say it, of like neurodivergence, which I actually think is amazing. Like I definitely think that that quality can be a huge benefit depending on how you're applying it. Whereas like a lot of people that have ADHD and other, you know, like labels that fit under the like umbrella of neurodivergence can feel like it is a hindrance to them. They can feel even shame around it, but honestly, you're able to quickly move from things like at a rapid pace because you're absorbing the knowledge that you need in that moment. And it's, from my perspective, from my experience too, also being under that umbrella myself, is that it was me feeling shame and guilt over the fact that I would lose attention and I would be distracted by things that actually kept me from actually achieving things and being sort of counterproductive. It was because I was trying to approach my life the way that, you know, traditionally I was taught that you have to have a list of tasks and you have to do this and 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 write everything down and one by one check them off your list. My brain doesn't work that way, right? Partially because I have psychic abilities. I'm constantly getting downloads about information that I'm supposed to pass on to other people and information that's relevant to me. So I will be working on a task and I'll get a download and then it'll distract me to something else and I just go with it. Whatever, who cares? If I get back to the other task later on, it's because I'm getting back to the task exactly when I'm meant to get back to that task. So if you identify with that, like if you feel like what I'm talking about fits you, I'm telling you right now, it's one of the things that makes you a beautiful wildflower. It's what makes you unique and it's meant to be. It's not something that you need to feel shame about. It's something that you need to work with, right? Like maybe you just learn in a different way. Myself, I learn through action and like doing it physically myself, or I learn really, really well from listening to audiobooks or things turning into a story where there's a dialogue. So I can learn very easily. I can learn about history. I pick it up because I can feel the energy of the story. I can get the pieces that, like, whereas math and science were always more of a challenge to me until I figured out a way for me to learn that information, right? So it's just a matter of you figuring out how you absorb knowledge that you really need to, like, you know, focus in on, and not really about whether you are distracted and you have 100 different ideas or whether you are very flamboyant and you see a lot of life. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you special. And, you know, I think I'm getting the energy here that there could be some artists as well, especially with the energy of the color coming forward. Could be some writers as well with this book here. But I do get the energy that there aren't many people that are really interested in math and science and are interested in business, and you're feeling like the way that you approach tasks and learn is somehow like blocking you from your freedom or your empowerment or your abundance. But you are literally like an abundance factory. All of the things that you see as weaknesses are your greatest strengths. They absolutely are. You have the potential to be like very, 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 very successful because you're literally thinking about things in a way that I'm getting Bill Gates. Like, I'm getting Elon Musk. I'm getting like energies where people were thinking outside of the box. Absolutely. Like big, like major shifts and changes. Computers, for sure. I'm getting major computers with Bill Gates coming forward. Who I don't necessarily, I don't know whether he would be classified as having neurodivergence. But he's definitely a forward thinker, 100%. So let's get some more cards and find out some more about what makes you guys beautiful wildflowers. And Elon Musk, for sure, very outside the box thinking. So, what makes pile number 3 beautiful, unique wildflowers? Oh my God, I love it. You just got the sun card, which is all about shining your light and positivity. I do think you're very, very positive, enthusiastic people. I think that you work hard, you play hard, people enjoy being around you. You got the Queen of Cups. You're very empathetic and compassionate. I think that you have experience discrimination in your life, and you feel compassion for people, even if you haven't experienced what they have experienced, you feel compassion for them in their experience. And I do believe that you try and see things from another's perspective, you know? You've got death. You've got the Six of Swords. That's interesting. That came out in another pile as well. And so did the Queen of Swords. And the Two of Wands. This is wild. Okay. The Tower, the Eight of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Okay, so let's unpack this. So this is talking to me about a major shift that took place in your life. There has been a major shift in your life, or possibly you're going through it now. The Death card is talking about the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. Where I believe you had a great, like, shattering of your old identity is what I want to say. The Tower is talking about building our life on a faulty foundation, and that being ripped away from us so that we have to go in a different direction. The Five of Swords is talking about there being conflict. There can be an energy here of trying to win at all costs. There could have been people around you that would be sort of like the Queen of Swords in her shadow energy. Someone that was very critical and very sharp-tongued. Somebody who possibly really criticized you for your differences and your sort of like creative thinking, wanted you to be very logical and linear, and your brain does not work that way at all. It doesn't mean you're irrational. That's what I think that this Queen of Swords, and it doesn't mean that it's a woman. It's just, you know, the energies at play here. This is the Queen. So it is, I'm going to refer to it as it is, the Queen. So the energy that I'm getting from this is that this particular Queen was trying to get you to fit into a particular role or fit into a box and sort of think the same way that she did. Now, you probably had a lot of shame around that, feeling like you were failing in some way. And this could have been more than one person, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's just one person. But you felt a lot of shame around this until finally there was this great reckoning, and you realized that this person actually was feeling shame because they couldn't think outside of the box like you. And because they couldn't match your energy, they wanted to dim your light. And you had to release the baggage and walk away from those kind of restrictive thoughts, those labels. You might have had to release this person or people, or you might have just had to release the self-critical judgments that you had. And I think it was really difficult, but it allowed you to start looking towards the future. You were at a crossroads and you chose to walk towards your own light. You chose to accept yourself for who you are, to really shine and like embrace your own creative energies, your own empathic energies, and not allow other people to tell you that, you know, who you naturally are is wrong or bad in some way. You know, it could be about your, like, I've been talking a lot about like neurodivergence because that was really coming forward for me. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a learning style. This could be your own identity. This could be your gender identity. This could be your sexual like identity. This could be, you know, how you, like, it could be your religious identity. This could be like your creative identity. Like or, you know, your identity as far as like your education and your career goes. Like they wanted you to be like, I mean, it could literally go either way. What I wanted to say is that you wanted to be more creative and they wanted you to be more like practical and science-based. That would definitely factor here, but it could be the opposite too. It could be like you came from a family that was extremely liberal and very creative and artistic and wanted you to go in that vein, and you are more linear thinking. I mean, it could be either or. I definitely am getting more the energy that you're more artistic and open-minded and more spiritual, and they are more science-based and more linear in their thinking, but it could go either way. So now that you know what makes you a beautiful, lovely, intelligent, abundant wildflower, what advice does Spirit have for you? What do you need to do with these wonderful gifts of yours? Okay, so let's see what you got. You got love charm, attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. That is really interesting. If you guys are single and you are looking to attract more love into your life, keep shining your light because you're doing the right thing. And this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a romantic partner, because it says lover, soulmate, or life partner. And a soulmate or a life partner could be your very best friend. It could be you're gonna stand up and really show the world who you really are and shake off all of the false labels or the ego identity that you had before. Show the world who you really are, and then it attracts the people that are just like you to you, right? So you can all join hands together, which is lovely. You also got Philosopher's Stone, powerful manifestation of wishes and goals by harnessing universal energy. Yes, you got the energy card. Like you have the ability to really focus your energy towards what you want, but it might be a matter of you're the creative vision and you need to have somebody that is going to stand beside you to be sort of the analytical or the business mind, right? You're the artist and they are the financier, something like that. But it's just a matter of you really focusing on what you want to achieve and believing that you can have it. And then you've got Awin, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. And I was talking about the divine masculine and divine feminine energy that was coming forward in these cards, that you have balanced that, or you're in the process of that. You know, that's going to be one of the things that you do in this life. You're going to be balancing that, and you're going to be bringing peace and harmony into your life. And you have time to shine, create the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. Like I keep saying, like Sunstone, the sun, the energy card. This is all about you shining your light. There's something very unique and beautiful about you. There's something very like intoxicating about your energy. I think that, you know, you are somebody that probably has had a lot of admirers. Like I think a lot of people have wanted to date you. Now I do think that to a certain degree, it's like they want to be with you because like I just get this energy of like fairies. That's the energy I'm getting. Like someone who is very wild and free and spontaneous and wants to change things up all the time. You might like be the type of person that is like, you're watching a television show and you get so excited about the information that's coming forward that you want to talk during the show, and that might be driving the people that you're dating crazy, especially if you've been attracting a lot of people that are more in their shadow energy, like this Queen of Swords. And they just don't get you, right? Like they're not your crew, if you will, right? Like they are not for you. They need to, you know, be around other people that are more like them, because all they're doing is trying to dim your light. You got to shake that off. You're here to shine. It's time to shine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This one was really, really fun. I'd love to know you guys better. If it resonated for you, please drop a comment below, because not only will you get a chance to like connect with me on a deeper level, and I would love to know more about you guys. You guys are like my growing family. I feel so like connected to you when especially when I'm doing these readings and feeling your energy. But if you subscribe to the channel, you're also entered into the contest for the free mini reading with me that will be announced on the 1st. And if anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. Yeah, and if you would like to participate in the energy exchange, please like and share this video. When I invest energy into reading for you guys, I'm giving you a gift of my energy, and you can reciprocate that by liking and sharing the video. You could also watch the ads. That is also a form of energy exchange. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading. Take care.